Jackson Ross, raise your hand. Rob, we'll start with you.
Hey, Jackson, Coach Eckler has talked to us before about your experience in Australia in front of big crowds, and he doesn't think that playing in the SEC is going to be that big of an adjustment for you. What are some of the bigger crowds you've played in front of? What's the atmosphere like over there? For those of us that don't know.
Yeah, Australia gets some big crowds. I mean, our grand final, which is like your Super Bowl, gets about 100,000. But I've played in some like smaller, sort of 20,000 stuff. So I mean, X probably selling a bit short, but this will be crazy playing in Neyland for the first time. Actually being out there on the field and doing my thing will be awesome, and I can't wait. And I'm going to soak up the atmosphere when I get out there.
Going off of that, Coach also said that you could be the best athlete on the team, had a lot of high praise for you. To hear that, what does that mean to you? And how much more comfortable do you feel going into this season than when you came here last, just with this system and also, I guess, just life in America in general?
Yeah, I'm really confident now going into this season. I think being here last season, just sort of taking a back seat was huge for me to learn about the game, understand sort of punt. And it's been great transitioning into this season, being the number one punter and focusing the scheme on myself and being able to adapt to all that and feel rushes at practice and stuff like that. So I think it's put me in great stead heading into the year.
Coach Eckler also said you have one of the best arms on the team behind Joe Nico and Coach Heupel. Do you believe that's the case?
Somewhat. I think I'm better than Coach Heupel at his age now. I'm still in my prime, I think. Probably don't have the distance Joe does, but yeah, I back myself with that in that game.
Ryan?
Are you in a position to be the holder for kicks? And if you are, have you had any prior experience doing that before you get to Tennessee and just how's that transition going?
Yeah, I've been holding a lot through spring and fall camp. Back in Australia, obviously, I've never played American football, so I've never held a ball until I went to pro kick. They incorporate punting, field goal kickers and holding, because when you get here and you need to be ready to hold, because I mean usually it's the punter's job. Sometimes some teams have quarterbacks obviously, but I think I've improved that hugely. Kicking with holding for Charles and just doing reps is all you can do really with that. And he knows how I'm going to hold the ball, and I know how he wants me to hold the ball. So I think we've got a great bond now with snappers and all that, and the more reps, as I said, the better I become.
Jackson, you mentioned pro kick. Just how did that even get on your radar? What was the recruiting process like? How did you even become interested in American football and think this is something you wanted to do?
Yeah, so I played Australian football for pretty much my whole life growing up, and once I got cut from the system over there, I kind of was looking at options, whether I keep trying to get back into the AFL system. And I had a few friends from high school, Tory Taylor, who's at Iowa, probably, one of the best players coming out of this draft as a punter. And he said, I've got the quality of my leg to at least try coming over. It's an awesome pathway for kids in Australia to do something, get an education over here and that. So he put me onto them. I went down and practiced with them a few times, and they said they'd be happy to take me on. And obviously landing at Tennessee is such a, when I first joined Pro Kick, I wouldn't have thought I'd be at Tennessee in the SEC. So I'm very grateful for that, and definitely to Coach Eckler for giving me the chance to be here, and I can't wait to put everything Pro Kick's taught me and put it into practice here.
Knowing the ball, how much of that goes into being a good punter for you, and how much of an adjustment was it moving from Australian rules to American football with the ball?
Yeah, the balls vary from, at Pro Kick we'd use like some big puffy balls and some small ones to get used to it, because you don't know where you're going to go, and some teams use Wilson, some teams use like small Nike ones. So the balls here we've got are pretty good, but the Australian ball is a lot bigger and a lot more of a sweet spot. So definitely is an adjustment. There's more margin for error with the ball that we got now. So got to be pretty precise in where you place it on your foot. Otherwise, it can be kind of disastrous. But we'll be good.
Patrick, Caleb, and then Adam.
Jackson, when we talked to you in the spring, you were, I think, about to go back to Australia, go home for a little while. What was that like? And did you get some of maybe the rejuvenation that you need to go back home?
Yeah, that was awesome. I was here for, 6 months, and then could go back home. And obviously, it was pretty much summer here. It was winter over there. So lots of morning walks, lots of coffees at my favourite shops with Mum and my friends. But yeah, that was just. I was only there for 2 weeks, but I did everything I needed to there. Saw my friends. but obviously keep in touch with them. Like they were sending me Snapchats this morning because it was Saturday night there, so just talking to them and keeping in touch is the way that keeps me afloat. But going home was awesome, and my parents and 2 sisters are coming over in about a month's time to watch 3 games. I mean, they get to come to Tuscaloosa and stuff like that, so it's going to be pretty eye-opening for them, and I can't wait for them to be here and watch me do my thing.
Caleb?
What's been the biggest focus for you this fall camp and off-season that you wanted to grow in?
Pretty much just like basically punting and holding, like just feeling rushes. I guess in Australian football, you're sort of 360 view, 'cause people can come tackle you from anywhere, but just sort of getting used to the rush and understanding how much time I've got, all that thing, and just being consistent with it. So yeah, but I think I'm ready to go now, and I can't wait to be out there in 2 weeks in Nashville.
Adam?
Now that you've been around Coach Eckler and other coaches on the staff, how do these American coaches compare to Australian coaches? Are they exactly the same, different?
It's kind of different here in Australia. You kind of learn your stuff throughout the week, but on game day there's not much coaching. It's sort of you making the decisions, like you're not looking at calls and everything like that. So you just play off instinct in Australia. So here it's a bit more structured. You're getting told what to do a lot more. Me and Coach Eck have a great relationship, and I hope it gets to the stage where we can sort of like negotiate what we're going to do, what I like and what he thinks. So that's going to be cool out there. But I've adjusted well, I think, and I love the coaches here. So.
Cool. Anything else for Jackson? All right, thanks, Jackson.